Hello friends, today you can learn how to write a research paper. It is important topic, how to write a research paper. It is journal paper, it is a conference paper or book chapter, whatever it may be. It is basically different components any article. It is an article or paper. Some person it's a journal article, journal papers. Some persons call it is article. Some person it's called paper. Whatever it may be, it is how to write this paper. In this paper, different components, different steps, what are the different tips is there. So in this class, we can learn what are the different components, how to write each component in perfect way. You can learn this topic. Before you learn this, generally types of papers, research paper and full length paper, that is original paper, full length paper. Another one is review papers, another short communication. This basically three types of papers. This research paper is original findings. It determines, it reveals all the original findings in this paper. It is a researcher first, as it is first hand data, it is provide analysis the data through this paper, that is original paper. Another say is review paper. Review paper, what is review paper? Review paper is a paper review the particular topic. Already who are they write the different articles on particular area, all the papers related to the particular subject, they review analysis of those papers, that is review papers. This review paper author review all the articles related to a particular subject and who are the previously written by some others, different subject, different journals. He collected all the journals of particular topic. They review the analysis all the journal topics, all the papers. They review all the papers. That is review paper. Another short communication. It is generally informative and shortly it is simple communication paper. That is short communication. In this session, in this video, you can learn how to write only research paper, that is original paper. This research paper, generally different components are there.
Components of research paper: title, author and affiliation, abstracts, next keywords, and next introduction. Main part starting from introduction. Review of literature, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement, reference, and appendix. These are components.
Each one you can discuss each one. What are the benefits? What are the how to write this? How to write each component. In the title section, generally title and briefly, it is precise and accurate words you can use for that. It is catchy. But when the reader is read, this title is catchy. The first catchy is title. Up to 10 to 12 words generally. You cannot lengthy title. You do not use long lengthy titles. You not use. Just simple and words. It is catchy. So another tips is you do not use a study of, a investigation of. You do not write like that. If example, the evaluation of engineering college website in Andhra Pradesh, just a study of, you don't write a study of evaluation of engineering college website. You do not like that. You just evaluation of engineering college websites. That's like that. You do not. You should not italics and underline the title, any title. Some journals you call all three words in capital, some journals only each case sensitive, some using some journals, but this is according to you follow the journals, but it is catchy and simple and brief title. After title, this is the author who are the writer the article, author 1 author, 2 author, 3 author, whatever. Generally 2 maximum 3 authors. In science articles, science journals, there more authors is there. Authors. After author, the affiliation. The author belongs to which institute or organization, that is affiliation. If one person is author, this in affiliation there is a designation, he is a librarian, assistant professor, whatever it may. This affiliation in which institute, this institute address and email address. Some journals ask phone number also, but generally you can affiliation your designation and complete address of your institution or organization and email address, that is affiliation. Next one, after affiliation, some journals in the center of the affiliation after below the author you give the affiliation. Some journals you give the separate place in the bottom of the page and separate area we can mention. Some journals generally affiliation after the your author, the affiliation will come. After affiliation, next section is abstracts. Abstract should be brief and it is the central idea of your article. It is a central idea of article. It is a summary of entire your original article in brief. It is decide any reader is full length paper read or not. Your entire this abstract is completely you read, you write very summary and it contains object background, object title, brief, what are the problem, statement of the problem, brief statement of the problem and objectives and methodology and result and conclusion. Everything is in briefly in abstract. Maximum words of abstracts 200 to 300. Some journals ask up to 250 words. In generally 200 to 300 words in abstract, maximum 250. You cover all the areas.
There are two types of abstracts, unstructured and structured. This is unstructured abstract. This is entire abstract in a single paragraph. This is unstructured abstract. In structured abstract, all the subtitles is there. Like this is structured paragraph, purpose, methodology, findings, original values. Those are all subtitles. So this is structured abstract. Those are two types of abstracts. This is a structured abstract. Abstract could not contains lengthy background information and ellipticals and observations and acronyms and any sort of illustrations, figures and tables do not mentioned in the abstract. Ellipsis, 3 dots is there like that. That is the elliptical, incomplete sentence. Now abbreviations are not mentioned in the info except popular abbreviations. You do not any mention the abbreviations in abstract.
Next one, keywords. Keywords you give the 5 to 6 keywords for the any. It is not including your title. Generally persons give the title and keywords also you give the keywords, but other than titles you give the keywords, different keywords. It is indexed the search engines. You search your any keyword, your article will retrieve to the search engines any database. So that way you give the keywords. Preparing the keywords, what are the main keywords? You use thesaurus for improve the keywords. That is, you use the keywords, 5 to 6 keywords. Next, introduction. In introduction, you give the brief background of topic, statement of the problem, what is the gap. Some persons you give the gap also in brief instructions, and brief background and objectives, hypothesis, all the includes. But some journals, hypothesis and objectives separate headings, but generally it is under the introduction. So you give the objectives of the statement of the problem, objectives of the problem, object, hypothesis, all the including in the brief 2 to 3 paragraphs. It is generally 10% of your total article of the introduction. That is, it is very precise. You don't, each line is to any weightage, good weightage. Each line you can briefly and interesting, you can, who are the reading, the readers, you can catch their ideas. So this is introduction. After introduction, and review of literature. Review of literature. Some persons it is including in introduction, but it is separate. Review of related literature. Review of literature is what are the related topics already written in different articles and theses, whatever it may be. Different sources you can use, you can cite, you can related your topics. Those all articles you can use in the review of literature. This is thesis and any original articles. You can use the review the read your area. In the research basic, this review of literature, these ways you can identify the gap, because you already done, you all reviewed all the reviews. Oh, this area is completed, this area research already done, it is, but this area is not completed, here not done the any research. So I can select this area because here not done any research in previously. So that is basic of you use the review of literature. This all the review, all the related topic, your topic related articles, you find the gap. What are the, you will do the research. That is basic of this review of literature. You can find, you write this review of literature. You can properly review the research briefly. Any find their statements, their briefly you can give the each review each article review the any very briefly in journals especially. That is review of literature. Next, methods and materials. Methods and methodology. What are the methods? What are the tools you use for data collection? What are the methods you use? What are the tools you use to analysis of the data? These are all given in this. What are the area, your selection? What is the sample area? How much sample you can collect? What is the total population? How much you can select the how much? This is all given in the methodology. Methodology is the heart of your article. You give the everything. What are the methods and tools and techniques you use in this? Mostly you can use new techniques and new methods. It is better to chance to select your journal for an article for your journals. So you can give all the methods. What are the methods? What are the sampling size? What are the population size and sampling? What type of sampling you use? And data collection tools. It is observation or questionnaire method or checklist method or any lab. You can methods and materials. What are the materials you use? What are the lab technique tools you use? What are the techniques you are using? What are the tools using for your experiment? All you give in this area. And next, methodology. After methodology, you can analysis part or results. You give the brief your findings. what are the findings you can your research, what are the findings, you give the tables or the explanations, the table, but you are not you can use, if you give the graph, you can give the table, you do not give the email figure to the that one. You can either table or figure, you explain that one, you don't use both. And in thesis is different, in journal you can use table, you do not use figure for that particular particular finding. So that is the important thing, that is journal findings. All you give findings, briefly you give the, but next there is the discussion. Findings, some persons findings and discussion give the same section, but discuss some journals and some areas you can separate, it is discussion, result and discussion. Discussion part is inferences the previous studies, doing inferences with previous studies. What are the previous studies compared to what are the differences, your research and previous findings, that is what are the reasons for that, what are the new findings for unique findings of you, those are all discussed in this discussion part. Next one is conclusion. Conclusion, and briefly we can give the entire result and things. Result part component recommendations also given, but this one in conclusions they give a brief all about this your research, what are the further research, what are the new findings, what are the implications, it is implications to the society, how much it is your research is useful for the society, it is what are the scope of the further studies, that's a briefly give. You do not give any new things not covered in the article, entire article, you do not give new things in the conclusions. And after conclusion you give the acknowledgement, who are the help to you, who are the, what are the any financial support, any project and financial support, any organizations give the your permission to your research, then you give the acknowledgement to them. Next then references. References, it is very carefully you can do the write the references. References, it is references, what are the sources you can cite in purpose of your research, what are cited, cited the cited articles, we can give the references. References, you different types of styles is there, APA style, MLA style, IEEE style, different styles are there. Basically two types of author style, author date style and enumerated style. Author date style, all the references is starting with author alphabetically. Enumerative style is a numbering 1 2 3 4 5. If in text we give the numbering, entering a superscript or like that, is this number in inside at the end, this according to numbering 1 2 3 4 you give the references, that is enumerative as a number system. Author system, about according to author words. Different tools are using for managing the reference management tools is there. Open source tools also, Mendeley, Editorial, there are all open source using the managing the to this reference management.
This is example of APA style journal references, author and within bracket year and next title and subtitle and italics with the, that is journal title and volume, member and page numbers and next DOI. That is example of APA style journal reference.
And another thing, references to appendix different. If you are using questionnaire, you give the questionnaire at the appendix, you give the checklist, you give the, but you are in experimental, you are using the different chemical components, you give the list of the components at the end. Some journals you give your figures and tables also at the end, and appendix 1, 2, 3, according to your requirement you give the first appendix, second appendix, third appendix, like that.
Some materials put in the appendix, generally raw data, maps, extra photographs, explanation of formulas, and statistical and other mathematical procedures, data analysis, special computer programs, full generic names of the chemical compounds, and diagrams of special apparatus, and figure and tables in the appendix, and figures and tables are often found in the appendix. Some university libraries provide the help of the resource in the form of books, electronic databases, and guide scientific writing disciplines, dictionaries, style guides, APA, styles, and grammar tools, academic writings in English, thesaurus, Google Scholars, plagiarism tools. Those are all tools using for the writing the article. Those are all tools useful for the preparing an article. Organizing your paper. Generally, body of the paper in different headings and subheadings. If example 3.1 and subheading and within the 3.1, 3.1.1, that is subdivision of 3.1. 3.1, 3.1.12, that is subdivision of 3.1. Like that, you give the subheadings of the titles.
These are basic components of your article. You write all properly, and this you can successfully use your article selected with any journals. You can carefully write the research article. Thank you.